Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here today with Greg Trotter. And what we're going to talk about, besides his experience in real estate and his past, his background, we're going to talk about how he's a consultant to his clients and really making sure that he really serves them the best way possible. Guys, remember, here at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business by providing tools and resources to help grow that business they've always wanted to, and in turn, live a life they wanted to. So, Greg, welcome to our show.
Oh, glad to be here. Very honored, John, and nice to see you up there in Idaho. And it's a little warmer, and here I am in Florida, where things are picking up, and we had a good spring, but it's gone now.
Awesome.
And I'm ready.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of do a little bit more deep dive into, your business and whatnot. But before we talk about all that, why don't you give our audience a little bit of background on you, kind of how you got into real estate, your path, and kind of what brought you to today?
Well, getting out of college, I really didn't have an idea of really what I was going to be as far as a professional. I just thought I was God's gift to after getting the degree, and then it turns out that you really need to work on that. So I found myself in construction, and that's a business, right? It's got everything that's business, marketing, accounting, what's so forth. But I really didn't like four walls. I like to be outside, and I like the dynamics of construction, running bids, estimating, thinking about how we can do different things. And there's always challenges with construction, material acquisition, logistics, whatever it may be.
Right.
And so I found myself in an environment that I was really comfortable with, that was really would test you every day. And so I started literally, I was thumbing to a job in San Diego, and
Did you say picked me up like thumbing to a job?
I'm thumbing. This has got me thousands of miles. This thumb.
Okay. All right.
I'm a 60s, 70s guy, right?
Oh, that's true.
I'm thumbing downtown San Diego, right?
Different than doing
and
it
the guy
today.
that picks me up, watch this. The guy that picks me up, he goes, where are you going? And I tell him, he goes, you're thumbing the wrong way. But here's the cool part. He is the future president for TB Pennick & Sons. He's a junior. He's just about to graduate and go into the company. And by the time that he got me to where I needed to be, I talked him into hiring me. And I didn't have a job. I was working in a hardware store.
Right.
San Diego, hey, you may know it, San Diego Glass and Paint.
I don't. Doesn't ring a bell to me. Yeah.
So long story short is that all these things are happening, and it turns in, if you really just start contributing to a company that's dynamic in its third, fourth generation, and take up some slack from other people and take care of your job.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
It was really dynamic, and I could see things really happening in a positive way inside the barracks. We were the building, not the corporate building, but the other building, and it was happening over there, and we were trying to figure out different ways to do concrete and build a bridge and so on and so forth. And what I got from all that is that I thrived in this environment. I felt like it's a sport event a lot of days when you're trying to win a bid, so you have to find the closest payphone. You have to get it all lined up, and you've got to get the numbers right and get in your bid for some project for the county or the city or whatever it may be.
Right.
We worked in the zoo. We worked in the San Diego park.
Oh, cool.
It was a great lineage to start with, and then soon thereafter, without too much time, I all of a sudden was handed a set of plans, the keys to the truck, and the PO book, and directed to go build a building, 54,500 square feet. And I hadn't built anything before, John, in my life.
What did you what was your degree in from college?
Business administration.
In business. Did you have any
construction of business?
Any construction influence or anything in your life prior?
Yeah. When I was a kid, the guy next door bought a old mill building. It was an 1880s mill building. It's called the Button Factory.
Huh.
And he liked to get out of the house on weekends, so he would pick me up, and we'd go work on the building where there were windows, doors, whatever it may be. And so I had touched on a really old historic building, and that helped. I had, painted houses, all that sort of thing, just to stay busy and make money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just happened to be that this all fell in my lap when I was thumbing to my job, San Diego Glass and Paint.
Okay.
So I got to tell you, it is just pure luck. And I get paid to eat ice cream now because I'm so passionate about what I do. And I'm responsible for the risk, taking care of the risk of my clients. And there's a big risk when you're buying a $590,000, $1 million dollar building.
Yeah.
And it's all on my heart, my back, my shoulders. And that's a pretty big deal. But I don't shirk from my responsibilities. I have a lot of fun doing it. I have a lot of tricks to the trade to get to where I need to go to fundamentally assess a building that's a multi-storied with a lot of amenities and parts and pieces. Buildings are actually just systems. It's the roof system, the HVAC system, electrical system, on and on and on, structural system, foundation system.
Yep.
So I just go through all the systems and see where we're at. And I found it to be pretty easy. It can be intimidating, but I seem to have got through that a long time ago. And I will take on my largest building I've been assessed was 70 stories. It was one of the tallest buildings it was the tallest building in Florida for 5 years. I've done university campuses. I've done, I got called on the Millennium Tower when it was tilting and sinking. A log group out of San Francisco called me to go take a look at that. I have had the privilege to work in Canada, United States, and the Caribbean, working for nationals from the USA, American citizens and American companies, as well as we have work currently going with like a company in France and so forth. So I am very fortunate. I don't know I'll hit this. Sorry about that. So that's how it all started, and it just kept rolling and rolling. Now, it was a referral business.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Right.
And there was only a few people would do an equity level assessment of a property in the manner that I did it, and it turned out to be a thing. And but to be truthful, John, and why I'm glad to be here, because of all the people that would be joining you and looking at what your firm does, helping real estate investors and operators, is that there's so much risk involved, and it's so serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I am operating as we do a great job, but great referral base. But what happens is all of a sudden stops. Your growth stops. So
Right.
I'm privileged and happy to talk to you and people who listen, because they found out there is a guy that will take on anything. The building is leaked since it was built, and someone has to go out and assess what's going on, do the study, and provide a report and show them how to fix it.
Right.
The building is sinking. There you go. Whatever it may be, maybe it's someone who's building a nice custom home and they're really having trouble with their contractor, and someone needs to intervene. I do a lot of court work, so I do expert witness cases, and as an expert witness in in lawsuits, trying to help the attorney get to a situation where he can settle the lawsuit. And this is all what I do now because I've been doing it for so damn long.
Right.
And it's really a privilege.
Yeah, and I love what you say. You get to eat ice cream, or
I do.
whatever that.
I get paid to eat ice cream.
You get paid to eat ice cream. I'm
so excited on my next job.
I think that's going to be the title of this: getting paid to eat ice cream.
I do,
because I do same kind of thing, right? You know, I get to talk real estate to people all day.
That's powerful, man.
I love it, and I get to learn, and I get to help, and I get to see and talk with people about their growth. So tell me about some of the challenges, right? When you started doing this, you started getting into it full time, or that first building that you got tasked with, you got the keys and the PO book, and said, "Hey, go." What were some challenges you ran into?
Well, okay, so what the hell did I know about surveying? What did I know about layout of a very complicated building? And one of the key things that when they sent me on my way, is they said, if you need something, ask for it. And back then, it was the Yellow Pages. There would be someone there if you're willing to ask,
right.
John. If you're willing to say, hey, I don't know. It turns out if you're a young guy with a lot of responsibility, no one else wants to be a superintendent on a job.
Mm-hmm.
They will offer you their insights, their knowledge, their ability with grading, this and that sort of thing. And I knew when I needed somebody to bring in to help me with part of the construction, but I got all the subcontracting figured out, and it was just a day-to-day sort of learning something new every day.
Sure.
And I was very fortunate. So the client that we're building the building for loved me. That helped. So when I got back, they promoted me to a project manager. They said, "You've been project managing all this time. It turns out you can be a good project manager." So it was just taking it on every day. And so today, Monday morning, I'll be going to look at a project in Alabama, and I can't wait to see what's there, right? And what am I really looking for? When I look at this property, it's say 250 apartments and 24 buildings or whatever, is what is expected for the date of building, the date of it was constructed, and all the technology that was used then, and what is the surprise. And what I'm looking for, my secret is I'm always looking for what that surprise is.
Like what do you mean surprise? Like a surprise, something that's out of code, or just.
I'll give you two surprises. One was I completed the assessment of the property, and then
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I went into the woods beside the property, and I ran into this big hole in the ground. Now, it's adjoining property, and it's got a big hole in the ground, and you can see sewer pipes at the bottom of the hole. What happened was like a sanitary sewer pipes down there. So I looked at the plans, and it turns out that those pipes were ran for future development that never was built. And apparently the pipes broke, and over time, silt from above the broken pipes would get into the pipes, weep into the pipes and block the pipes. And it turns out that those pipes are also related to the property I was working on, and explains why one of the retention ponds was a little cloudier than the others. It was totally, you couldn't see it from the road. And I felt like it was Frank Hardy. Remember the Hardy Boys books?
Yeah.
And I didn't put it together till then, John. I said, holy smokes, I'm Frank Hardy. Remember, I'm the young guy, right, who solved the problem that none of the other adults and detectives could figure out. And so I'm wondering if that maybe was my inspiration. And I'll give you a really small example of what happened for a surprise just last week. Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah. Yeah. Turns out we're doing an IR scan. We use thermography to look at property. Here's a small little surprise we got. It's a dentist office. We're doing a portfolio of dentist offices in like 5 or 6 states. So they're buying them all. We can do portfolio work, right? And we scan the circuit panel, and there's a 20-degree radiant heat differential between one side and the other side on one breaker. The breaker is marked dryer. The dryer must be on. You go over, the dryer isn't on. So the surprise is, as you know, there's no load on this thing, and there's a rational, you point at this thing and it's getting hot.
Yeah.
And how much fun is that to find that? Come on, I get paid to in a little dentist office and no one cares. But the fact is that someday this could turn into a fire.
Right.
And Trotter was there and said, you need this fixed, evaluated, assessed, and fixed. But there it is, and we'll see you later. That's the sort of surprise. They can be so small or so significant. But you get better and better and better at looking at buildings every day, right?
Yeah.
And I can't wait till I'm 10 years from now. I think I'll be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't take anything for granted.
It's repetition. It's like, when you got, folks that you're calling home sellers, or, you got to call and call and call. And the better you call, the better you get.
Yeah.
Over this time and over this, obviously you learned in the field. You learned what I think is the absolute best way to learn. What are some of the keys to your success? What are the things that really helped you, keep going, keep raising the bar, etc.?
Well, one of the things I try and do is teach other people. So one of my legacies is I've brought a lot of people through the industry and taught them a lot. That's very helpful. I'll tell you one of the funny stories is that really keeps me going is I met a father and son in a bar in Tucson. This was this is my job, right? I'm supposed to meet them, and we're going to look at some multifamily housing projects near the college. But we're meeting in a bar at like 10 o'clock in the morning. To this day and age, now listen up, real estate investors. This day and age, they have their own plane. They do phenomenally well. They have wealth beyond belief. And I could see it, John, because they had such creative, they were working on apartment projects that are going to be turned into private student housing. And they knew to do the pool area right. They knew how to do the laundry room right. They knew how to make it a dynamic place for kids to live.
Right.
And they added that very, very touch, and they went micro to macro. And now the amount of wealth that they built, just a father and a son, is absolutely staggering. It would you'd fall out of your chair if I told you. And
Probably.
that is pretty cool. And I was
It's
part of
very
it,
cool.
you know?
Yeah, that's very cool.
And that's why you should that's your potential in investing in real estate, as we all know.
So you're saying that you feel that you got a lot of reciprocation back from your giving, and that's kind of something that something that helped you get up. Okay. What makes you different specifically than any other consultants that are out there? People that can come and do the inspections and do all that.
I love that question. Are you ready? My competitors called me. One competitor who's well known in the industry. I'm in the commercial real estate due diligence industry. And there's debt and people who do the debt work for banks and HUD and Fannie and Freddie. And there's equity guys. And guess who I work for? The equity guys. What's an equity guy? Well, we all know, listening to you, John, the equity guys are the ones who have the big skin in the game. Yep. And can they afford a mistake?
No.
Can they can't. So what happened was he goes, Greg, you're overdoing this thing. You're going too intense. Your numbers are accurate. You're too thoughtful and get too deep into the building. We're just doing a PCA. Come on now. And basically he goes, you're an equity guy, and guess what happens? Another screw up in my life is that there, you know how many equity guys they really need to be? About 100 in the country that do this sort of work. And I'm not kidding. You can look into LinkedIn, and there are very few people that are equity level due diligence property condition assessors.
Okay.
And because no one wants to find out, they don't want to send a report to their bank that the bank's saying, "Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm going to lend on this thing." I write a report that the lender will never see. I write the report that the lender doesn't want to find out the truth about the roof, mechanical, the structure, whatever.
Right.
I write the report for you, my client, and it never sees the light of day sometimes. So it's really an honor to take on that responsibility, that risk, and deal with it. And I get pretty excited about it. I take it very seriously. And it turns out what happens is you build a network of people of like kinds, right? That's what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't want to see. You know who hates that? Let's say you're in the acquisition part of the quadrant of the company, the real estate company.
Right.
And you've worked for 3 months on this deal, and it's $280 million deal. They don't want the deal to get killed. Where the guys with the initials and the name of the company, they want to know all the facts.
Right.
That's who I'm working for. I'm working for the
initial
L,
guys,
the E, and the M.
Yeah, we don't like you coming and torpedoing our deal.
Right, because you know what? That's what their bonuses and everything goes on. And we close that deal.
Yep.
I don't work for them. I work, and believe me, they don't love me. I understand that. I don't work for them. I work for the guys with the initials on the actual name.
Right.
In the company.
Right. Okay. Well, cool. So let me ask you this, since we're getting close on time here, what advice, or what just piece of knowledge do you want to share with our audience that you think is important in any journey they're taking, whether it's, doing what you do, doing investing, doing other real estate? What do you suggest? What advice?
What do I suggest? Well, everybody that's watching this didn't know that how patient John was, because my camera didn't work right away. What I'm saying is things happen. things screw up, right, John?
Yep.
And what my best advice to you is that if you're having trouble with your your beautiful home, your development, and don't freeze up. Don't do that. Call someone like me and say, and let's get off our asses and solve this problem. And I see so many jobs and so many properties are coming back to the lenders because they just didn't get stuff done. You had expectations, you had a budget, you had a schedule, and this thing is way off. It's time for somebody to intervene. And I want you to do that, and don't just give up. Don't just let it keep going. And I help a lot of people who are just so desperate that they need someone to interface between the contractor and the owner or the bank or the whatever, or the city. And that's what I do. And I really feel bad because you can have a lot of anguish in your family and your organization for problems with buildings. And it's just a building. Come on. and we can solve this problem.
Right.
Fire the contractor if necessary. But that's what I do is I resolve problems with buildings and with getting things built or getting things fixed every day.
Awesome. If folks want to get in touch with you, they want to talk to you about your business, maybe they want to hire you, how do they get in touch with you?
We improved this, John, because it wasn't so good before. It's my email is greg@thecbcteam.com. So greg@thecbcteam.com. And our website is thecbc.com.
Perfect.
We're here in Orlando, and we go all around the country solving problems and looking at things. Obviously, we currently have several projects where we're being the owner's rep or consulting through a distressed property and getting it back up and running.
Okay.
Or maybe you just call me and email me and say, I'm kind of stuck on this, and maybe we can unstuck you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll take all that information, all your contact,
Okay.
we'll put it in the show notes as well. So that way, folks, if you guys are out there and you want to get in touch with them, please by all means do, and we'll have that contact info. Greg, I really appreciate you coming out and sharing all this stuff with us. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I mean, I know I did, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.